Hello Virgo, welcome to your December reading. Let's go ahead and dive right into these cards, shall we? So the very first card that came out for your energy specifically, you guys, is the Queen of Coins. Now, she's really coming out as a heavy hitter this month. She has this kind of I'm ignoring everything that's not relevant vibe to her. She is putting her back to things that should remain in the past. She has this optimism about the future, but she's not necessarily working for the future so much as she is working for the now. In a way, I feel like she's trying to keep herself busy because there's kind of some, I don't necessarily want to call it drama because it might not necessarily be so dramatic, but there's definitely somewhat of a disruption that I'm seeing in the cards here. And I think Virgo, more than anything in the world, is just like, will this just go away? Please, if I just ignore it, it will go away on its own. And I think maybe it will. It's kind of a flash in the pan kind of vibe. Your current environment here, though, is the star, okay? So what I'm feeling, Virgo, that's really beneficial for your time and energy and attention is the stuff that you love. The people that you love, the projects that you love, the hobbies that you love, which should be kind of where your attention should be most of the time anyway. But now it's not necessarily about the obligations, and it's really not about trying to make anyone feel good. You know, like it's not your job to feel good it's not your job to make other people feel good about where they are or who they are. And I am getting a little bit of a cold shoulder from Virgo. And it's not trying to be mean, it's just trying to stay focused. So if you're dealing with a Virgo who's kind of, giving you that chilly vibe, or maybe they did kind of put up some kind of a wall between you and them, it's really because they just don't want to get involved. It's really because they don't want to talk about it. It's really because they don't want to dwell. And they're trying really, really hard to just move on. They're trying really hard to just make something else work. You know what I mean? So if they're not trying to make it work with you, it's probably not going to work, if they're, whatever it is. So the star is a card of healing and alignment and optimism. And I do think Virgo right now is trying to remain really optimistic about the future, really optimistic about the love environment, really optimistic about money. I know that we have this Jupiter in Capricorn thing, which really is super exciting, because Jupiter in Capricorn really can deliver the reward for pretty much anything that we are trying to achieve. And there is always going to be an opportunity for you. Fifth house, that is both in your creative avenues and also with children and also with love and romance, right? Fifth house is a huge house of romance. It's fun, it's dating, it's going out, connecting with people, and just kind of enjoying that kind of fun aspect of life. I see connections here, I do. And I see benefits from those connections too. So whatever's happening in this 9-card block, however this will be representative of something going on in your life. I know, Virgo, that you're trying so hard not to get involved, So here we have this Two of Coins coming out as the very first card, which tells me that there is going to be a period of questioning, like, should I get involved? Should I not? Should I talk to them? Should I not? Should I respond? Should I not? And, honestly, I would say the answer would be no. I'm just going to tell you flat out. I think the answer should be no. And any hemming and hawing that you have going on, keep it as simple as possible. Like I said, like if it's not something that you absolutely love and it's not something that you feel like feeds your soul in a happy, high quality way, just simply don't do it. We don't have the luxury right now of seeing if that person's changed or seeing if it's going to be different this time, or we just simply don't have that luxury. And we need to make sure that we're starting off on this cycle with as clean of a slate as possible. Now, why am I saying this about another person? Because I feel like there's some kind of a resurrection going on. In the very top row, we have these 3 cards here in this exact order. So from the Ten of Swords, which clearly has a picture of someone who is probably not alive, right? Probably the issue is dead, the relationship is gone, whatever, and yet still somehow, boom, Knight of Swords, resurrection, coming back from the dead, coming up from the shadows. Like, where the heck did this come from? And maybe this is something that you're like I said, you're like, should I entertain the idea or not? Should I really consider it as a valuable option, or a valid option rather? And probably not. This person is coming from their own kind of mess, right? They are coming from their own Ten of Swords. That's why the Ten of Swords is behind them. That's where they're coming from. And they simply just, I don't know whether it's desperation. I don't know if it's fear of loneliness. I don't know if it's like afraid that they're not going to be able to land that client without you. You know, I don't know what it is, but honestly, I think it's so transparent. You know, the Knight of Swords can be so transparent. It's like so clear and so obvious what their motive is. And they think they're like super smart. The Knight of Swords always kind of bugs me. On one hand, if it's coming around with like really beautiful cards, he can be like one of the best energies to have. He usually operates in the extremes for me. So when you have this sort of whirlwind, tornado kind of energy coming into your life, and maybe they're not really doing anything, or maybe the situation isn't really doing anything especially, but I think it triggers you, because this Knight of Swords energy does not vibe with a Queen of Coins energy. It just simply doesn't. And by the way, your back is turned to this person in the reading, in the cards, which you'll see when I put the cards down, or the camera down. So your back is turned to them, which tells me that instinctually, intuitively, you don't want to get involved. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want to engage with them, which is why I'm like, okay, well then why the hemming and hawing? Why the decision making? You know, maybe if this is a love situation, maybe you feel like this is maybe a meant to be kind of thing, or maybe this is a soulmate. Is it karmic? Is it a twin flame? Like, I mean, I guess it could be, you know, I guess if that's what you want it to be, but I don't know. I think this person is coming back into your life, or returning, like I said, like coming up from the dead, like they're resurfacing the issue, the argument, the whatever. It's like Saturn and Pluto really forcing us to make sure our slate is completely wiped clean. And if this is a lingering thing, or kind of an open-ended relationship, or something that just like you put on the back burner, okay, like now it is boom, front and center, you have to really deal with it. And I had this conversation with Leo as well, which is relevant because it's your 12th house of your subconscious. So Leo had this kind of message of like, okay, you have to really just sit with it. If you're feeling angry, you have to just allow the anger to come out. You have to allow the sadness to come out. You have to allow yourself to feel those really intense emotions. Mars and Scorpio, by the way, you have to allow yourself to do those things, because it's what's needed. That's what the stars are doing. They're helping us to clear that slate, to give us that blank canvas so we can completely start fresh and, you know, evolve in a more aware and pure way. Now, the thing about this Knight of Swords is that, again, this Page of Coins, I cannot believe how many times this Page of Coins has come out this month. And every time he's just kind of like, bugged me. And here he is. It's just like those menial kind of offers. It's like that little amount of pay. Okay, yeah, we'll give you, you know, a raise, but it's only going to be like 0.5%, or, you know, something kind of ridiculous where you're like, really? Like, I thought I was more valuable than that. I thought maybe I impacted your life a little bit more than that. And this is what you're coming to the table with like, what? You know, and I think it's a little bit confusing. You know, Mars and Scorpio in your 3rd house, which is a house of communication, that can get very fiery very fast. And I suspect that Virgo, you've been really clear with people. You've been really clear. You've been sending very clear signals. Your intentions are very obvious, you know. Your actions are speaking in line with your words. So there's just not a lot of confusion. There's not a lot of room for that right now with people in your life. So this is probably contrary to something that you said you wanted, which is even more annoying or more offensive even. And it's possible this could really push you over the edge and say, okay, I'm really done. I'm really over this. Please don't contact me again. And please don't come at me like this. Queen of Coins, she hates it when people come in such an aggressive way, which is why the back is turned. And not even the back is turned, but her throne, which is made of stone, is kind of acting as a wall between the outside and her world, the things that she cares about. And I think you're being very protective of your home environment, not just your, when I say home, I guess I don't mean like the house where you live, I mean your home, like your home screen, your home screen setting up here. And you're protecting that because it's such a pure state and it's productive and it's effective and you get things done and you go out and make money and you actually develop good relationships with people instead of having this like really, loud presence. And I just don't think this is the right modality. If you are trying to get a hold of a Virgo right now, please remember that Mars in Scorpio. If you're getting kind of a cold shoulder or you're getting silence right now, it's for the best, because if they were to engage in conversation with you, it probably would really put you in your place, and that might be really harsh. So whoever's right, whoever's wrong is just irrelevant. It's just a really biting placement, all right? It's a biting transit, and it can get really, really sharp-tongued very quickly. So it's probably for the best if Virgo is not talking to you, if there's been some kind of disorder in your relationship, okay? So the very center of the card is interesting, and it comes out right after the Page of Coins, Six of Coins. Why do I say it's interesting? Because what I feel when I pulled out this Six of Coins was you're taking the Page of Coins offering and you're redirecting it and giving it to something valuable. So if this is a little bit of attention, or a phone call, it's like, okay, this person's kind of amped me up, because there's no way that a Knight of Swords can't affect a Queen of Coins, right? I mean, it's just like she doesn't like it when things are so riled up. So her energy is being affected in some way. So when that happens, when that Page of Coins makes his offering, Queen of Coins says, okay, great. Well, now I have this interesting energy state. Now I'm a little bit more energized. I've got my fire up going. I'm going to go be productive. Like, I'm going to go to work. So I see this beautiful story of transmutation where here's one thing that's not so great, and you take it and you convert it into actual and literal gold that actually benefits other people. This isn't a selfish thing where you're like, yes, okay, I'm going to take the attention and I'm going to just like think that I'm so awesome. It's like, no, I'm going to take what you're giving me and I'm going to convert it into something useful that's actually of benefit to humanity. There is an aspect of humanity here. So it's like, let's help the community. Let's help the family. Let's help the circle of friends. Let's help the company, So I like this. I really do. And, Virgo, you seem to be in the position of resources here, meaning you're the one that has the value, which is why someone, is kind of coming at you from this state, because they seem to be coming from a place of, I don't know whether it's scarcity or their own fear. They're running away from something. Maybe they've had their own failure. Maybe if this is an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, they broke up with the other person and now they're like back on your doorstep, knocking on your door, that kind of thing, which is not necessarily, it's kind of an interesting story to get, because you would have expected that would have happened during Mercury retrograde. And I'm wondering if that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio was the process of the Ten of Swords happening in this Knight of Swords life. And now that it's been a little while, now they're like, okay, didn't work out with the other thing, and now I got to go find a new thing. And that's why they're calling. That's why they're showing up in your reading, okay? And even this Ten of Swords here is showing up on top of the Nine of Cups reverse, which to me, it's very empty, it's very airy, it's very hollow, There's a strong sense of almost like skeletal. It's bare bones, which is why this person really just can't really offer you that much, because they themselves have not filled themselves up. They themselves do not have a lot of light. If this is a company trying to get you to come over, I would suggest not necessarily going or examining other options. If they're like coming off really desperate, there's a reason for that, you know, and you want to make sure that you are only dedicating your time to companies and individuals and romantic relationships with people who have just as much to offer you. And the Nine of Coins is like, I don't know that this person is really, like, I don't know that they've done their healing, you know, I don't know that they're really in that space or in that state of mind. I don't know if they really care about that. I don't know if they even know what that means. And I think you may have been through a lot with this person, or this thing is indicative of something that's familiar. You know, it kind of has that similar taste in your mouth and you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what this is. Trust that gut, you know, trust that gut, trust that instinct, because it is right. I do think that it is right. Bottom row, we have the Magician, and this is exactly the same thing as the Six of Coins. So just to kind of show you how this comes out, this is how the cards are situated. So I'm almost kind of feeling like the Page of Coins gets converted into something really cool. And you take that fire, you take that energy shift that happens, and you produce something meaningful. This is the alchemist after all. So when it comes to transmutation, no one does it better than the Magician. He knows how to take the lead and convert it into gold. He knows that the abundance of the universe really is his. This person doesn't see abundance in their life. This person doesn't see abundance around them. Even if they have money, even if they have some level of success, I think there's just so much of a, like I said, a hollowness. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of the Nine of Cups reverse. That's the only reason that word is coming out of my mouth right now. It's just somewhat hollow or vapid. And in a way, perhaps it's even a little bit meaningless, you know. So right next to this one is the King of Coins reversed, which I think is mirroring the Knight of Swords as well. King of Swords reversed tells me that I don't like kings when they're reversed. I think queens reversed we can handle, but when a king comes out reversed, it can be booming. It can be very loud in a reading. And King of Coins, when he's upright, can be exceptionally generous. He can be really kind-hearted and invite people into his world, and he knows how to work hard. He knows how to manifest. He knows how to make something out of nothing. However, when he comes out reversed, I see somewhat of the opposite. I see a little bit more selfishness here. I see that his black throne, in which he occupies, really has control over him. It's kind of like who's sitting on top of who. Is the throne sitting on top of you, or are you sitting on top of your throne? And the black color is tying into the black of this card, which, you know, it's like the black is like the shadow and the dark feelings and the feelings of emptiness and loneliness or whatever. So he seems to be controlled by it. And it's like he knows that this is where he's at. I think it's the same person. Some of you could be dealing with two different people. If that's the case, if you're dealing with kind of a third party thing or something, honestly, like choose yourself. You know, choose yourself. I wouldn't sit around and wait for either one of these to really come up to your level. Not saying you're perfect, not saying you're doing everything right, not saying everything is their fault. Obviously not. But it's just like you're just evolving. Everyone is evolving in their own way, in their own mindset, in their own, you know, in light of their own consciousness. So you have to let that evolution really just take place. And people are going to really show you, like they're going to tell on themselves, right? They're going to show you whether they are evolving or not. King of Coins, like I said, can be a little bit selfish and do things for his own sake to satisfy the ego rather than for the benefit of all. And I just don't want to see you get wrapped up, which I don't. That's why your back is turned. I don't see you. This person also represents trouble. There's always like, there's like something behind these cards. Both of these people, there's something behind them. There's drama, competition. This person might be really kind of trying to get what's theirs. Maybe this person also makes you feel like this, but I don't know that this person is seeing that they make you feel like this, which is kind of all going in all different directions. You know, like I don't know how to feel, right? Two of coins as well. Maybe this is even the same. Maybe internally you've got this like crisscross thing going on: head, heart, spirit, mind, logic, emotion. Wow, like it's kind of all, you know, short-circuiting a little bit. But I don't see that they see that that's their effect on you. I see composure from Virgo here. I see dignity, you know, as much as possible, maintaining dignity. I just simply don't see the Queen of Coins getting into this like mosh pit of stuff. So this is you maybe avoiding a karmic relationship, you avoiding a toxic work environment, you avoiding things that just really aren't right for you. And instead you're converting all of it into something that is really good for you and really beautiful for your life story and your life path, that will in turn affect those that you love and care about, which are the things that your home space, that's your core state, and all of those things benefit. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the camera down. Let's see what these clarifiers have to say, and we'll see you in just a second. Thanks. Okay, Virgo. So I'm going to clarify the Queen of Coins first with a couple of oracle cards, just to get a little bit more information about your energy specifically, okay? Okay, Queen of Coins. Let's see what she needs to know, what you need to know about yourself, Virgo. Coming from a very nurturing state of mind. Okay. Sacrifice. Yeah, well, really, what it is: sacrifice of potential, sacrifice of what could be, sacrifice of what you may have seen, you know, or what you may have hoped. And honestly, everyone's true colors are so obvious right now. The thing that's interesting about Scorpio, especially a Mars in Scorpio, I think Scorpio, the archetype itself, really wants to stay hidden, really wants to stay secretive, really wants to be private and have all this like, you know, inner world stuff going on. But it's a lot more transparent than they think. As someone who has her Scorpio, her moon in Scorpio, it's like I'm someone who really wishes that I could keep things to myself, but it's like when something's bugging me, it's like the most obvious thing in the world. It's like written all over my face. And I think that's kind of the essence, what's happening for all of us, is like how we feel, how we think. It's just, it literally is written all over our face. And we cannot hide anything right now. So that's why this person, they can't hide their 10 of Swords. You're just going to see straight through it. They can't hide their 9 of Cups reversed. They can't hide their real intentions. You know, they just can't. When the Star comes out, especially, it's like absolute clarity. You know, I don't know that it gets more clear than that, with the exception of Judgment or the Ace of Swords. It's just, you just see it. You see the whole thing. You see it from start to finish. Between worlds. Okay, 2 of Cups reiterated there. Between worlds, between your old and your new world. Look, I know you guys want to move into the new world. I know you do. I know that's what we all want. We all want to be free from the things that caused trouble in the past. And this is a chance. That's why I'm saying, like, don't do it, because then you're going to be setting a new precedent and the universe just follows suit. Like, you're the one that tells the universe what to do. You're not, you know, driven by anything. It's just except yourself. So just make sure you're telling the universe the right things. And you do that by allowing or not allowing things. Let's look at the Queen of Coins. I'm not going to say it's easy. That's the whole thing. I don't think you want to turn your back on this person. I don't think that's what you want. Yeah, it's not what you want. You want to have that relationship with them. You want to talk to them. You want to help them. You want to reach out. You want to work there, you know? And it's just like, it's just sad. It's just disappointing that it just has to be this way. Three of Swords. It's disappointing. Oh, amazing. I'm so happy you're getting the Magician. I'm so happy you're getting the Star card. For those of you who are new to my channel, by the way, these are the cards we're going to cover in the comprehensive reading. And that link will be in the description box down below. And we'll talk for another 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, Knight of Swords. Yeah. Ten of Swords. One more for that Ten of Swords, I think. Yeah, okay. Obvious. All right, Page of Coins. Take a look at this guy. This little sucker has been kind of lingering around. He's been lurking. Oops, hold on. Oy. Three of Wands, okay. Six of Coins. Wow, a lot of kings. We got all the kings coming out. Wands, Swords, Cups, Coins. Boom. And an Emperor, which is kind of the summation of all the kings in one. Okay, what else for the Six of Coins? Nine of Cups. Okay. Yeah. Like, I hate to say it, I'm trying super hard to like not be a Debbie Downer about this thing. I think it just has to be, and I think in your heart of hearts, you know, if you're being truly, absolutely, legitimately honest, you know. And one of the reasons for me, like why the reading has been so late, is just been going through something. And while this doesn't necessarily speak to like my own personal situation, I think it can actually cross over into a lot of different signs, you know, of like, if it's dead, it's dead. Like, stop beating a dead horse kind of thing. Another King of Coins reversed. In this deck, we officially got all kings as well. How many did I pull out there? 3, okay. Take a look at this King of Coins. Patience right now is such a virtue. Patience is such a virtue. And oh my God, look at these amazing major arcana that came out at the end. This is amazing. Patience is a virtue for you guys, all right? Let's just say that this whole thing is a necessary situation, specifically to get this Wheel of Fortune to turn over and begin bringing these blessings and these rewards into your life. This has to be cleared out, all right? It cannot be on the mind. It cannot be in the heart. It cannot be on your phone. You know, it has to be cleared out. So let's go ahead and stop it right there. If you want to continue, you're free to join me. The link will be in the description. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Have an excellent holiday and happy new year, and I will see you soon with the January reads. Thanks so much.